What is up, guys? Senpai here, and in today's video we're going to talk about the knives that you could be investing into in 2021, guys. So 2021, and we are already looking at pretty substantial changes in the prices of things in either the Steam market or whatever platform you want to say. Within CS, we are looking at a lot of money being poured in, and that is because of the fact that the overall crisis of whatever is going on, more people are stuck at home, so they are of course going to turn to games. And of course, CS being one of the most popular games of the decade is going to get a lot of players, and it's a multiplayer game, so of course the community is strong as well. So that has affected the price, and we haven't seen the decline that we would usually see around this point of the year. Normally, if you look at the past few years, around this point of the year, you usually end up seeing a little bit of decline in the prices because people start to get away from CS a little bit. They are usually on during the holiday season, which is like around December, November, December, those kind of times. So what exactly is going on? More people are playing, so the prices aren't where they should be. So stuff is expensive, and what we don't want to do is we don't want to kind of, I'll say, if the stuff is expensive, what we don't want to do is we don't want to go for the lower tier knives rather. And what do I mean by lower tier knives? So when I say lower tier knives, there are two things that come into play here. One is the age of the knife, and second is how it looks, right? So for example, older knives are usually going to be better investment options because they work, they're better knives, and they have been accepted into the community much better than the newer knives as of now. We might see people slowly start to accept the newer knives as well, but just let's humor this for a second. Let's look at the older knives. The gut knife, that is one knife that people don't like, which is also old, so that's definitely not an option you should be looking at. So don't look at the gut knife. So let's look at the old knives specifically. So there are a couple of old knives. If you look at it, avoid, in my opinion, avoid the Ursus, avoid Navaja knives and these kind of things. The only knife that's been getting a lot of traction is the skeleton knife. So that's one new knife that I'd like to suggest you check out. And so there are rumors that Valve might come out with newer finishes of those knives, of the SW knives. They might not, who knows. But if they do, the older finishes of these knives are gonna get cheaper a little bit. So normal skeleton slaughter and these kind of knives are gonna get cheaper. Like this morning we were talking in a server, in a Discord server, from another fellow YouTuber, Fano, about the same as well, that these knives can get cheaper. So skeleton knife is one that you should be looking into. Other than that, what I feel is look at the older knives and look at butterfly knives. So butterfly knives are already kind of glorified fidget spinners, and they are already expensive. But what you could be looking at from the long run perspective is look at the classic knives. Those are the knives people like much better than any other form of knives. So look at the M9 bayonets, look at bayonets, look at the karambits. And here's the reason why. They are very well accepted into the community. There are a lot of finishes. They've gotten the chance to age throughout the years in the game, so of course they're going to provide you better results in terms of overall investment growth in the long run. So that is one, guys. Second is specifically in the when we talk about these old knives, I want to stress on one knife in particular, which is the karambit. M9 bayonet, you like, from bayonet comes M9 bayonet, like it's the big daddy of the bayonet, right? For karambit, the newer version is the talon knife, and from what it seems, that I don't know about M9 or bayonets usually. So what I'll expect, I don't think Valve is going to put out another case with M9 or the bayonet, because it doesn't make sense for them to do so. However, with when we talk about Karambit versus Talon thing, we know that that's also the case with Karambit. Valve has said that they are not going to focus on the Karambit anymore. They're going to focus on the Talon now. So we saw the basic finishes. We've seen the Dopplers and marble fades on the Talon knife as well. So Valve is focusing on the Talon knife. So there is one counterpart that's going to get ignored, for which the quantity is going to be pretty limited because of the limited amount of cases in the market right now. And that knife is the Karambit, guys. And not just any Karambit any Karambit knife. Of course, any Karambit knife is going to give you okay returns. But I don't want to suggest that you go out and buy a Forest DD pad or a Scorched. If your Forest DD pad is still better accepted than a Scorched or an Urban Mask, so avoid those shitty shitty skins. Go for good finishes, Dopplers and those kind of finishes. I know they are already very expensive, but as time goes on, and if CS does not die, those are going to stay at least as expensive, if not more so than today. This is what I believe. So all in all, in summary, look at older OG knives with OG finishes. I think they provide you the best possibility of growth, and or at least stability of your investment in the long run. So M9 Bayonet, Slaughter M9 Bayonet, Crimson, lower finish for Bayonet. One very popular finish that I've recently seen is rising at a very, very fast pace is the Tiger Tooth. So Tiger Tooth Bayonet, I even think the Huntsman Bayonet works as well. Huntsman, to be honest, does not present a lot of opportunities in terms of investing, but it still is a relatively older knife, which I feel still quite contrary to popular belief. I still think Huntsman will have some opportunities in the future as people start to realize that it's a really dope looking knife. I don't know why people don't prefer Huntsman, but if you've used Huntsman, you know it's a really dope knife. And the blade, because of the size of the blade being very, very huge, the really good finishes look amazing. Huntsman Fade looks really amazing. So definitely check Huntsman Fade or Huntsman Doppler out, even rather Huntsman Ruby, Huntsman Sapphire. They look extremely amazing, guys. So definitely check those knives out as well, in my opinion. And that's all. That's for today's video, guys. This is Senpai signing off. I'll see you guys next time, and stay tuned to the channel. Make sure to subscribe and smash that like button, guys.